I am a member of the Order of Malta since 2004. The Order of Malta is a Catholic lay organisation, one of the oldest in the Church. It was started at the time of the Crusades, over 900 years ago. Its mission is to defend the Catholic faith, to help the poor and the sick.
It's the day before pantry, and the previous week's food distribution boxes are being collected and returned to Food Share to be filled again for Saturday's food distribution.
I work for St. Justin's Catholic Church. The Malta Food Pantry, when they first started, they were looking for a driver to pick up the food. And they came to me, and with that, being that I'm already an employee at the church, they thought that it'd be best that I'm a reliable person, I'm already there. The food is already pre-packed, so what they do, they hand truck it out or forklift it out, and then we would pick the food up off the pallets and load it onto the van.
My responsibility as food distribution manager is to purchase the food or order the food that will be distributed to our clients each week. In addition to that, I am responsible for checking the dates on our non-perishable items in the storeroom to make sure that the older items go out before we place new items on the shelf. Most of the food that is distributed each week is ordered from Food Share, from the Food Share warehouse in Bloomfield.
I'm Rich Hiscox. My role here at Food Share is that of warehouse manager. What we're going to go through today is a typical order picking process. And that process is one of our order pickers will go to the office, be given an order to do. They will take their scanner, they will put the order number into the scanner and call up the order. It will give a list of items. The picker will say okay, it will direct them to their first location. All the warehouse has warehouse locations, all of those locations have a barcode identifier. So they will go to the location necessary. They will scan the location telling the system that they are in the right place. The system will then tell them what the item is and how many it is that they need to pick. So they will pick the item, they will enter the quantity and hit the enter key. The scanner will now tell them where the next location they need to go is. They follow this until all the dry is completed. Once they're completed with the dry, they will move on to the refrigerated. When they're done with refrigerated, they'll move on to frozen.
You don't have to spend much time in here, do you? Because it's very cold in here.
Well, on a off day, often on a bad day, about 4 hours, but it's in and out, in and out. And I'm an Eskimo, so I love the cold.
When they are done, they will have possibly a pallet in the freezer, a pallet in the refrigerator, a pallet of dry goods. They will mark them all, who they're for, what day the order is to be picked up or delivered, and what time the appointment is for pickup or delivery.
This area is considered our open shopping area where agencies can peruse the aisles to see items that we do not have online. We have everything from produce, sliced bread, diapers, vitamins that have been donated to us. We stock these shelves with boxes of food salvage. We have non-food over here. We have our freezer here that we keep all our frozen items. And then we have our cooler. We keep everything that's refrigerated, mostly produce, milk, eggs, baked goods. And this can be stocked, as well as everything can be stocked with different types of items on a daily basis. So we don't necessarily have the same items all the time, so we have quite a different variety on a daily basis. Now, Malta Food Pantry, they get a lot of their produce here, fresh produce, so they can hand out produce to their clients. And we try to promote giving out fresh produce. This is checkout. I have a small scale here that weighs smaller items. It goes on a conveyor belt, and the agencies put their items on here, and I weigh it, and then it goes up on the other side. If they have a lot of the same items, we have a larger blue scale here that they can put the entire U-boat on, so they don't have to lift everything onto the conveyor belt. And then they load their vehicles, and they're good to go. Yeah. I'm very excited to work here. I get to meet people every day, talk to people every day. It's nice.
When the van returns from food share, there are volunteers waiting to help unload the food. While that's being done, there are other volunteers setting up the shopping table and loading the freezers.
Food share is very helpful in helping us to maintain a safe and healthy storeroom. The way I store the non-perishables and like the things on the shelf, as you can see our shelves, we have to maintain the food at least 6 inches from the floor. No food can be on the floor. And also we have our refrigerators and freezers that we have to check the temperatures weekly.
First thing we do in the morning when I come in is to, let me get a pad, to check the freezer and refrigerator's temperature. Make sure it's up, because food share and the state is very, very serious about this. Okay. These are the meat freezers, so these in particular have to be very careful with. They have to be below 20 degrees below freezing.
Okay. As you can see, the table is set with groceries for the clients to shop. I say shop in a sense that they choose what they would like instead of having the volunteers hand them a bag of groceries. They do not have to pay for it. The clients arrive here very early in the morning at the crack of dawn. They wait until 9 a.m. until the pantry is open. The early bird catches the worm. That is why we have to be ready.
When the clients come in, they've already picked up a number, and that number gives them a place in order to shop.
I get here at about 7:30, and these tickets out for the patrons who go into the pantry. Morning.
To begin our day here at the pantry, we have prayer.
Father, we thank you for bringing us here today. Help us to be patient and understanding. We ask that you bless every person that walks through the door and help us to be with a smile on our face. Heavenly Father, each day is a miracle, a gift from you. Help us to use our time today wisely and guard us that we do not fall into temptation. For you are a loving God who cares for us. We ask this prayer through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
They come in, they check in at the door.
I check each client that they're registered with us, check the amount of person that they have on their card that to coincide with what we have in our report here. And then I send them off to be taught by the helpers.
They're assisted by a client assistants who help them shop.
I'm finally out of my costume. Today is Halloween, so I was Bob Marley. It was very hot and it was very busy, but now I can breathe. I maintain a schedule. I develop a schedule actually for all the volunteers throughout the month. Most volunteers are parishioners of St. Justin Church.
I volunteer at the pantry. I come and I pretty much help out in the back room. I break down boxes, and I also help with the vegetables, bring them out, and anything that they're low in the front. I will go back and grab some of our supplies and bring it out to the table. I enjoy doing this, and it's a great way to give back to my community.
There are also volunteers from the Malta house, because we are Malta Food Pantry at St. Justin Church. So most of the volunteers are from St. Justin and St. Michael's. We do have outside volunteers from the colleges.
So I'm Amy. I'm from the University of Hartford, and I'm here with the Noon Club. Just waking up on a Saturday, doing some volunteer work.
My name is JT. I'm also here at the University of Hartford. Trying to go do something good.
I'm Savannah. I'm secretary of the Noon Club, and I decided to come here on a Saturday morning to do a good thing for volunteering.
We also have, the nurses come from University of St. Joseph, and they come every other week as well, and to test blood pressure and, glucose testing. So we really do serve the entire client when we come.
I'm representing Malta organization and the alumni of University of St. Joseph. I am also a nurse at Hartford Hospital Emergency Department. So my responsibility here is to take blood pressure and blood sugars for patients here.
I work with the Office of Community and Civic Engagement at the University of St. Joseph. I'm here to support the nurses as they help the clients here.
With the responsibilities of health insurance and the change of laws as well too, and even some of the doctors, they change, they come and go. So this is a quick free stop just to check your blood sugar and blood pressure while you're waiting to go get food from the food pantry. And also because some people don't know how good or bad they're doing. And we also offer services if they don't have insurance. There's the Malta van, and there's even some doctors here they can quickly consult, and it's just wanting to help people.
I'm up early to get myself a cup of coffee so that I can go to Malta. I'm on fixed income. So it's very important for me to be able to get this food. When you get there in the morning, there is people there that lined up long lines waiting for this food. So they are doing something wonderful for the community. So I'm eternally grateful to God first and to them for doing this wonderful thing for us.
Oh, it's my food. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. I am so happy to be here again once more, and I brought something for you. Okay. Because you're always here early in the morning. Thank you for this number. Okay, thank you, dear. Thank you so much. So here's my big bag. See, you like this bag? This is designed for bag. I take both. One for somebody. I just kidding. I put it on there. I said somebody. This is mine. Wow. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Wow. I gotta give her a hug. I see her all the time. She's one of the wonderful ladies who's always here feeding us. This is where I come to eat my whole lot of food. Nice. Yes. The man here is helping me. You know what I'm saying? Wish I was younger, I would marry him. Just kidding.
We also partner with Read to Grow. And Read to Grow is an organization that provides books, literature to children pre-K through high school. And they come and they browse and pick up these books, usually on a weekly basis.
In addition to food, we distribute books to our clients. We have a commitment to literacy, and we receive books from Read to Grow in New Haven, as well as from the Farmington Library and the Manchester Library.
Parents are encouraged to take the books so they can read for their children. I encourage them to take as many books as they want according to their children's age. So we have books for teenagers, we have books for adults, and we have books for beginners.
I'm looking at books for my daughter. Lots of pictures.
He's 13. Doesn't like to read too much, but I think he'll enjoy this book.
It's like a fun thing, fun books.
Thank you very much.
It gives me great satisfaction to feel that a few hours every week I can truly help the poor in these neighborhoods. And, to want for food, to be hungry, is a terrible thing. And if people are trained about good nutrition, if they are given good food, they function much better. Children do better in school. Also, people do better at work. And amongst pregnant women, there is a lesser incidence of prematurity, of low birth infants, and overall the community is much healthier and better off. One of the big thoughts I have right now is that because of our growth, we need more space, and that we are hoping to be able to expand. And we think of that especially as winter approaches, because during the summer months clients can wait out of doors, but once the weather starts to get colder, everybody has to be inside. And space is pretty tight at present, but we are working on that.